Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for connecting. I'm so privileged to be here tonight, and I welcome everybody this Wednesday night. You are in the company of Yanso Woyuro, the artist Lady Bling VN, and the music accompanying us tonight is by Lady Bling VN, myself, and tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will be talking about culture. We'll be talking about our culture. Thank you. Thank you for that like. Say hello. I'm saying hello to you. And I hope you're having a fantastic time. Brothers and sisters, not to know is bad. Not to know something is really bad. When you don't know something, it's already really bad enough. But to decide not to know, it's even worse. So not to know is bad, but not to visit or to try to know is worst. Let's take ourselves to Bamenda. Let's take ourselves to our culture of country. Bamenda, for those of you who do not know, is in the northwest region of Cameroon. Let's imagine what is happening in Bamenda at the moment regarding our culture. It's Mr. KB. Before we come down to Bamenda, a few months ago, or not long ago, we lost our fun of Oku. And then we saw the culture, we saw a lot of display of our culture. But then, swiftly after that, we lost our fun of Fumban. And again, culture was in place here. But presently, as we speak, Bamenda has demonstrated a lot recently on our culture. When we lost our fun of Bamenda, we have seen a lot of women, men. I mean, Bamenda was like everything is a talk of the place, and we could see the beauty of culture. We could see how everybody, every woman dressed up and sitting on the floor, the aspect of mourning and all of that. And I like to use this opportunity to pay my very special tribute as Yanso Europe to Oku, to Fumban, and to Bamenda, to Mankon at the moment. My prayers are with you. If you are a family member listening tonight and you connected and you know what I'm talking about, or you related in one way or the other, we are related. It is our culture, and it's a beautiful culture. I want to extend my heartfelt condolences. And what I so wish to have seen in that aspect was to be able to be there in person. How nice would it have felt for me? The times in so when we lost our phone during the days back, I was little, I was quite, I wasn't privileged to be more vigilant enough to be able to follow and also uh, take part in the traditional ceremony that has been taking place in Bamenda. But I've watched that with great admiration, total disbelief, like, oh, Your Majesty has disappeared, as we say, but I also admired our culture. So tonight, I want to bring our attention to the fact that if we have a culture, if we know our culture, when we are conscious of where we are coming from, we are able to celebrate that which is our pride. Our culture is our pride. Our culture is our identity. Our culture is victory. Our culture makes us who we are, and we really are proud of who we are. I am proud of who I am. Are you proud of who you are?
Okay.
Even if you are watching and you are not from this part of the world, where do you come from? Are you proud of where you come from? Do you recognize, do you realize that your riches, your beauty come from where you are coming from? So that's why today we are looking at culture. We are celebrating the culture. I continue to celebrate, and I like to always remind ourselves, unless you, if you don't know where you are coming from, you will not know where you are going to. And I'm privileged, some of us are privileged to come from a very rich culture. And when we are talking about culture, I can talk about proudly about so as a young so I speak about my culture, I promote my culture and African culture. I learn a lot about the culture of Britain where I've been for the past 20 years. And it's the same structure for everybody. So tonight I wanted to bring this up to us, and I want to just to start from this aspect of what is happening presently as we speak. Our phone of Bamenda, of Mankon, and if you have not been able to go there, check on social media, check across social media platforms, you'll be amazed. It's all over Google, it's all over the world about His Majesty the Phone of Bamenda, who recently disappeared. And I take on that note as a woman of culture, a woman that celebrate my culture, even though I've lived in another beautiful culture. Recently in the United Kingdom, we celebrated uh, the jubilee of our Queen, Your Majesty, the Queen, and we saw also another dimension of culture displayed in London and everywhere. And I was so amazed at how much the royal family was coming out, and we could see our Queen Mother. And in my own place, as Yanso or Europe is when you translate is it is also like what we call in English the dam, what I have and who I am. And it means I was knighted in February this year. Uh, in the English sense, His Majesty, the font of his sword, von Binglo, decided to give me this title, Yanso or Europe. And when I come on platforms like this, on my own platform, to talk about culture, I can't go ahead, or I can't talk further without continuing to acknowledge and pay my respect and words of thank yous to Your Majesty for giving me the opportunity to continue to promote my culture and to do what I'm doing. So basically, the culture of Nso is a culture that I'm passionate about. And for all these years in the United Kingdom, I'm bringing you guys now to who I am and what I do and why I do things the way I do. I noticed that we have made a lot of children here. England is so beautiful and has welcomed us. We've made this our home. This is where we live, and we have to pass that culture to our children. We have to continue to teach our children our culture. And this is why I have started a journey on my topic there. You will see I also highlighted the visit to baby Glorianna-Kim and our baby Asheri in Birmingham. I recently made that move to be able to visit every newborn child within the UK for now, means permitting, so that I can bring that celebration of a baby. When a baby is born, I try my best with my team and my family and people around me. I encourage that we go say welcome to the baby. And as some of you might have read in MMI, Meme Me for Infos, she has followed my journey in Birmingham, and I want to thank her and all her staff members and everybody working in her platform. I want to say thank you for picking up that story and for coming out in person to really follow us to the different homes of these babies. Why am I doing that? I'm doing this because I believe that our children born, especially those born in the diaspora, deserve to be visited. Our children deserve to know our culture. Our children deserve to be celebrated. Like I said, now and again, when we have the baby, we we just say, okay, a baby is here and that's it. We are happy, we had a baby, yes, and that's it. So I felt that there's need for us to take our babies, to visit them, to celebrate them. And that's why I come up with the music that we sing for the baby when the baby is born. And I believe that we have often, I mean, please don't think I'm underestimating the aspect of death. When somebody dies, by all means, they deserve to be celebrated. They deserve to celebrate their lives. But I noticed that within our African or Cameroonian community, we have this beautiful initiative. When somebody passed on, we are contributing from every angle. This person is bereaved. We support even just the person, not the person that have died. We support the family. For example, if my sister or brother or family, close family were to pass on, everybody is there for me, contributing, preparing food. We get together and we keep them in the mortuary. We take time to take a long time to do that. And the question was, why can't we do this to our children? Why don't we do this to our babies? Because when a new life arrives, when a baby is born, that calls for celebration. And if that calls for celebration, how do we do it back in Africa? How do we do it in so? And that's where I started the initiative of Yanso War Europe baby visitation. So far, we've done two, and it's been really exciting. It's been, I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for all. I mean, I've read your comments across social media, your personal messages to me, and on my WhatsApp platforms and everywhere. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for all those comments. And thank you for encouraging such a journey. And I am determined to keep it up. I'm determined to carry on visiting our babies. At some point, it's possible that I might need your help, because that I do this project does not mean I've got so much wealth and I've got a lot of money and I can pour out for all those things. When you see us carrying the baskets and nice fruits and little cultural things to the baby, for those of you who have followed, if you haven't been able to see this cultural aspect, I'll encourage you to go and have a look. It is all on social media, and especially, like I said, one platform that has really picked it up and has written a lot of articles is Meme for Info. Grateful to them for that beautiful work, but I will encourage you to visit their page as well and follow what has happened there. More will be coming, more will be yours. It's not because I have got everything, and I believe so much that you guys love our culture. I know that you like, from even from your comments, they're overwhelming. I know that is something that is worth doing. Even when we went to Birmingham, you could see from the videos like the neighbors and the people came out in admiration, waving as we sang along. So, again, I want to bring you back to this. Not to know is bad, but not to wish to know is even worse. Ladies and gentlemen, not to know is bad, and not to wish to know is even worse. Please open your eyes and look around you, within the world, and you will discover that our culture is our heritage. Our culture is our pride. Our culture is us. Our culture is beautiful. Our culture is rich. And until we embrace this beautiful culture, until we turn back and research and pass that on to generations to come, it may one day just finish. And this is why I personally believe so much in promoting our culture, taking it forward, taking it, passing it on to our children, encouraging them, and speaking to them about our culture is also very important. So when you have children born, like most of us have children born here in the diaspora, and you feel the need to really connect them to your roots, the only way is to try and also be part of the activities in the community. We are inviting everybody. Every time when I go out for baby visitation or any of my cultural activities, I normally always like to encourage everybody to come along. Come along and join us. Come along and be with us. It's a beautiful, rich culture. So my strategy is by 2023, 24, 25, we will have been able to embrace this. Think about how much we contribute for death celebrations and funerals. And then imagine that if a baby is born in every family and we put something together towards that baby, that little contribution for the baby to start their first bank account, for the baby maybe to buy their first house, that baby will never forget us. So, brothers and sisters, tonight, as I relate with you on our culture, as I emphasize the importance of culture, as I encourage us all to look back into where we are coming from and to be conscious of where we are coming from, because it's only when we know where we are coming from that we will know where we are going to. So tonight, as I cherish and celebrate this rich culture, I want to encourage you to always come and share with me. Is there anything about newborn babies in your own part of the world, whether you are from Malawi, Tanzania, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Japan, Egypt, Asia, wherever? What do you do when a baby is born? How do you celebrate in your culture? I know Nigerians do something called naming ceremony, but it does seem to me that we are at that time in life when we need to really look back into what our babies get when they come to the world. So my culture is my identity, my culture is my pride. Is your culture your identity? Is your culture your pride? Are you shy of your culture? Tonight I'm dressed in my beautiful Bamenda Northwest Legalia, and I have my beautiful hat there. And when I walk in today in our club in Darlington, one of our staff members said, "You look beautiful." This is my culture. This is my identity. How many of us can proudly dress with our cultural outfits and also represent our culture wherever we are? Yes, it's good to look at other cultures and have a bit of what they do. When England celebrated the Jubilee of Queen Mother, I join in. Everybody have the English flag on my street, in my house. I do same, and I follow exactly what they do. I ask questions. I went to the shop and I asked the ladies, what do I do with this date coming, this celebration of our Queen Jubilee? What is needed? I went to my local authority, to the Warsaw Council. I phoned them up and I said, well, how do we do it? What are we doing? I got involved, engaged, and we celebrate together. The beautiful thing, or the beauty of the United Kingdom is that they are very inclusive. When you stay from a distance and you don't get closer, you will think that, okay, everybody's culture is separate, people celebrate their cultures. No, but it's not the case here. Because even when I went to baby visitation, when we went to see baby Gloriana in Birmingham, that was her first ever baby. And when we made the loudest noise on the street and played the music and were yelling like and all of that, everybody was interested. And that to me was that inclusion. Cultures together, communities together, people getting to learn. The United Kingdom has become so diversified now, and it was just fun to see everybody together. So brothers and sisters, whatever we do in life, wherever we are coming from, I want us to continue to remember where we are coming from. It's very important. So tonight I thought I'd touch base with you about why I am the way I am and why I have this opportunity. I've always done that. I've always promoted my culture. I sing, I speak, and everything I do, I try really hard. And even to my children, I tell them about my culture. I tell them about how we do it and how to do it. This is the culture, this is the home, this is blah blah. And it is really helpful. That's why when I do all my baby visitations, the people at the front, the people part of my team is my children. They are all born here. Because I don't want to go one day and it's like nothing used to happen in so. I'm a proud so woman. I'm proud of my identity. Are you proud of your own identity? It's really important. Are you keen to know? Some of us, we ain't privileged to know so many things. But that's not the problem. It's never too late to learn. I asked a lot of questions. I asked the elders. When I heard that we lost our phone of Bamenda, I was asking a lot of questions to my Mankon friends. I was asking them the meaning of why mamas or women were sitting on the floor with some raffia skirts looking so traditional, and I saw men dancing or singing or going around with something like powder in their chest. That is how Bamenda does it. That's how we do it. That is our culture. That's our identity. But I didn't know. So I was privileged thanks to social media to follow this. Then I was asking questions to my Mankon friends. So I want to encourage us to ask questions all the time. I still ask questions. Nobody knows everything. And I do not know everything. But I ask every time. I ask the questions. Why are we doing this? How is this done like this? When Your Majesty, the founder of the thought, decided to bless me with this title, Yaso of Europe, since then I've been asking a lot of questions. There are times I'm going to go wrong in trying to do it best. There are times I'm going to keep asking. There are times I'm going to try to do it right, but I'm going to make my mistakes. But it's through our mistakes that we learn. So I'm not going to stop asking. So, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. I want to thank you for always joining us. We will be here again. We will be here again every Wednesday night, and we will be talking about different things. But I thought today I share with you my joy of discovering the beauty of that smile in a little baby, in a tender little life. When I visit the babies, you can feel the joy in them. I thought I'd share with you why I am the way I am. And you will soon discover more about me. That one is story for another day, because we'll be journeying together. So please, I encourage you who watch this video to share. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. If you ask me a question about our culture, if I don't know, I will try my best. Just type your question on the comment box. Just talk to me and I will respond to you. Ask any question. We want to know about our rich culture. We don't want to bury it. We want to pass it on to our children. We want the world to know that we are here. We want the world to discover the beauty, the riches of our culture. So I want to thank you all for everything. And please, never forget this one. Not to know is bad, but not to wish to know is even worse. If you don't know where you're coming from, you will find it hard to know where you're going to. Please know your culture. Celebrate your culture. Let us celebrate our culture. Let us be proud of who we are. Let us learn about other cultures, but at the same time celebrating our own cultures and bringing our own culture to the people we meet in different parts of the world where we are, so that when we join all together, we can celebrate together. And of course, we will always be proud of the people we are. For those of you who have listened to the music playing in the background, which sings Iyo Yokai, as you can hear, it is accompanying us today. It's a song that is a lullaby that for decades is been sung to babies in South. And it means Iyo Yokai. Baby, do not cry. Baby, do not cry. Wait, mommy will come back from the farm and prepare your yam for you to eat. Mother of the baby, take the baby and breastfeed. We have breast milk in the house. Why is baby crying? Father of the baby, take the baby and dance outside. Let the baby stop crying. Babysitter, carry the baby. Baby, don't cry. Is baby crying because of breast milk, or why is the baby crying? Baby, baby, please don't cry. Baby, baby, please don't cry. So I've translated. If you've been listening to that and you've been wondering what Lady Bling is saying, she hasn't composed that, she's interpreted. In my music career, the music, the over 15 albums that are selling today on Spotify, iTunes, or all the digital stores, some of them are composed, written by Lady Bling, or majority of them, and some of them are interpreted, like part of promoting my culture. Something that we did, a song that we sang and danced a particular dance, and it was finishing, then we pick it up and we develop it, and then we build it up again to keep it going, to pass our culture on to the younger generations. So if you live anywhere, I mean, when we visit the newborn babies, before I forget, we do not only visit babies from SO. If you are from any part of the world and you want to invite our delegation, our team to come and do that traditional visitation, like show you how we've done it and give respect and honor to your baby, we are available every time. You just need to contact us. And normally we believe that as you listen to the sound playing, usually when you sing this, the baby will stop crying and will start listening. So it's a very soothing tune, and I thought that was very good. There will be more of them to come as we continue to do the baby visitation within our communities. Hopefully, with all your encouragement and your support, there are also other parts that of our culture that we'll be promoting. And for those of you, if you did not know, if you're discovering me for the first time, I was once the vice chair lady, they call it Yengwa, for all the sort people in the UK. And at a given time of my life, I have been the vice chair lady, or well, they normally have the male and the female. So I don't think there's vice and president here. Although in our culture, they automatically with the banning people, they automatically say the man becomes the chair and the woman is always the vice. I don't know whether that has been changed, but I was once that, and I did this. I did this baby visitation, but at the time I wasn't Yanso or Europe. It was always my passion, because the children are the future. Our children are those who will take our culture forward. So we cannot underestimate them. So when I was the Yengwa, as they call it, of sort people in Europe, I did not wait for the organization to even sponsor the journey or to pay for the gift I was taking. I used to just take, at the time, my three children were very young. So I used to take them and my husband, and I used to alert who could join us. And we visited quite a few babies at the time. So I used to just drive, say, London. Not this time, I haven't gone beyond the West Midlands so far. So I used to do that. And I love doing that. So promoting my culture for me is not something I'm starting when I'm here in Southern Europe. No, I've always done something to promote my culture. And at that time, I did that. Then when I was there, the vice president for the SOT Family Union. That's the Europe, at the Europe level, because we have SOT people within the UK and SOT people in Europe. At that time, I didn't get to visit the babies in Europe or do a lot in Europe, but I had that position at a given time. And all I ever wanted was for my culture to be known, for people to know who we are, and to also share the excitement about how colorful how privileged, how exciting, and how beautiful my culture is. So then I did that, and then when I finished my time as Yengwa, I was working with one lovely doctor uh, from the sort people, and we were a very good team. We really worked together closely together, very supportive of everything I was doing. God bless him. And after that, I went off to start my business and start my motivational speaking and other aspects of my life. But behold, in 2022, when Your Majesty the Founder of So decided to bless me with this honorable title, with this yeah, so I felt like yes, in his word, when I was knighted in Birmingham, UK, in his word, he said, I put you to take care and represent me to my people in the whole of Europe and look after them, because when I will come there, I will ask you, and I want to thank you for the work you've done in the community. Then something got done to me that I couldn't do this without starting with the babies, without starting with the younger generation. And it was easier for me there and then to say, okay, I'm going to restart, I'm going to launch back the baby visitation. And among the things that I do, I produce as artist manager, artist producer. I produce the young artist. There's an artist called Jasmine Justice. She's got an album of 6 tracks, and I trained her. She was born in the UK. She's never lived in so, but I was able to train her, take her to the studio to sing in Lamso. So her first album is in Lamso. And of course, I've had other artists from other backgrounds, and my intention was to carry on with this, to continue to pick the young children and pass the talent of not just being a musician or a dancer or anything, but doing it in so, even though we are born out here. So that's when Your Majesty gave me this honor. I then thought, if you were wondering what was going on, I then thought, yeah, let me go back to what I used to do when I was younger and do it more differently, because here, obviously, I've been brought up to royalty. I was never there, and I was chosen. I didn't ask for it. So long live His Majesty the Founder of the Soul, and may His blessings continue to hold me and my team, to give me more knowledge, more energy, more experience, more ideas to continue to do nothing bad, but to bring his people together as he said. So I want to say, well, this is all I wanted to say tonight. Please stay tuned, stay connected with me, as I will be definitely coming back. I have a lot to tell you. I'll tell you more about me. I'll tell you more about people. I'll tell you more about, a lot of things. So please don't switch off. And please, I will really appreciate it when you are here. Do say hello to me. Do say good evening to me. Just say hi or something. I like that. And if possible, please give me a like, give me a wave or anything, and that goes a long way. It also, I like to encourage us to be more interactive. Ask me a question. If there's anything you doubting, just ask me. So yeah, there's nothing more than celebrating your culture and accepting who you are. I remember in the days when we were in secondary school, you used to see some children or some people who used to travel. Maybe they've just left and saw, and they just travel to say, uh, uh, maybe they've gone to Bamenda or to Yaoundé. Then they come back and they pretend not to know Lamso again. And that type of a thing is not necessary. Or you see people who have lived in the United Kingdom like me for 20 years, and then they start speaking and they don't know how to speak Lamso again. How on earth could I forget Lamso? Even if I stay here for 10,000 years, this is Lamso. I will still say Asa Akai Engineer, Venzile. Everything, that we do it in our own cultural style. So, oh my God, I'm so happy to hear from you. Um, Ronis Bong, Bongte. Okay, love watching and listening to you. That your comment meant a lot to me. For one reason, at one point I thought, oh, was I here on my own? Was there nobody here to say hello to me? Thank you so much, Ronis. Thank you. I appreciate your comment. Yes, our culture is our pride. Our culture is our identity. And just to remind you, darling, and everybody watching, I will be here next week, Wednesday, for the same program. And remember, I've said I've got so much to tell you, so much that we can't do only in one go. We'll do it bit by bit. We eat an elephant in chunk. So I thank you for your time, and I want to leave you with this positive words. Please listen. Not to know is bad, but not to wish to know is even worse. So if you don't know us, if you wish to know, then it's really good. But if you don't wish to know, it's worse. But not knowing alone is bad. And that's why, even in my position as Yan Sowo Europe, I'm asking questions every day. I'm on the phone to the palace, I'm on the phone to the elders. I'm asking, how do we do this? What can I do this in the year forums? I'm asking questions. And when you don't know anything, you can also ask me. But as far as I know, I'm convinced that we need to visit our babies. We need to celebrate the newborn babies the same way as we celebrate cry die. We celebrate weddings, first Holy Communion, baby christening, all of that. But if we think that all of that starts at birth, when the child is born, then why can't we celebrate? And if we're celebrating, why do we borrow another culture? We celebrate in our own culture. That's why we carry what we call in Lam so Ngashinga Mbu Lam, Tukune, Kiban, Fufu and Jamanjama, yams, watermelon, oranges, things that we grew up seeing. And we dance beautifully to the baby. And if it's celebration, why do we enter the compound quietly? Why do we enter the baby's home quietly? I noticed that for my years and years in the United Kingdom, when somebody give birth to the baby, say in Anjangi group, we say, oh, please, everybody contribute money, contribute, we have a baby. And then they send somebody to go and see the baby. Then they go quietly. When I was Yengwa and saw Banning UK at the time, I used to still sing. I didn't get it this decorated from when I became here, but I used to know I didn't make a song. By then I was not singing. I was not an artist, but I used to just sing. Wee boyfriend joy, boyfriend joy. Imagine when you hear this sound, even the British people in their homes, the moment they hear wee, one day, boyfriend joy, boyfriend joy. And spontaneously they are asking, what does boyfriend means? What is we all about? They're keen to know. And to me, that's inclusion. They are keen to know. They are asking questions. I'm answering their questions. Now they get to know. Social media is incredible. Look at the amazing job of Meme for Infos. She grasps it, she comes there in person, she takes it to her pages, and many of you have been able to view it and make those beautiful comments, which are so much encouraging to me. Because sometimes it's not about just watching somebody quietly. Your word take me, and your words, anything that you think I could do best, your proposals and everything are very welcome. That's why in a platform like this, it's not the only thing we're going to do here. I'm a whole lot of a book. As some of you may not know, I have a book that I've written from very humble beginnings. It's selling on Amazon. I have a lot of other things that and I have gone through a lot myself. And we keep fighting, we keep conquering those things. And then our culture is huge. Our culture is huge. So I want to thank you people so much. So I'm going to leave you here and I'm going to wish you guys a fantastic night. I'm going to say, for those of you following me on TikTok, I'm going to do a bit of work on TikTok at the moment before we end this night tonight. But it was my pleasure coming here, and I respect you all. I thank you all for continuing to celebrate our rich culture, pass it on to your younger children, pass it on to people around you. Let it be infectious. So the way you do it, the way you celebrate it, people will admire it. People will join us, and then they will also share about their own culture with us. We share ours, and that's how the world has become more diversified. We always work towards the aspect of equality and diversity. So thank you once again, and God bless you. And for now, it's been your on Yanso or Europe, artist Lady Bling VN, motivational speaker Victorine Ngamsha. God bless you.